Hey guys, ChrisFix here. So today we are doing something awesome. Today I'm going from my home course in Raceway Park, New Jersey. That's where I normally drift with Club Loose. We're doing something a little bit different. We're changing it up. We're going all the way up to Pocono Mountains, Pocono Speedway, 100 miles away, and we're drifting with Ready, Set, Drift. I am pumped. I got the street tires on the DriftStang. The reason why I got the street tires on is because I am driving the DriftStang 100 miles there, 100 miles back, and drifting there. Now, is that a good idea? We'll find out. Will she break? She's been pretty reliable so far. And I actually rented a trailer. Now, normally you don't rent a trailer for your drift car. You put your drift car on a trailer and you drive it. But my truck is getting worked on. The rear leaf spring is, well, it's not good. The whole perch and everything just broke and snapped. So I'm working on that. You'll see a video on that, don't worry. But for now, can't trailer the DriftStang. I don't even know if it's worth trailering the DriftStang on such a small truck either, especially out in the Pocono Mountains. So what we're doing is we have a trailer for the DriftStang. We are bringing everything. I have 14 tires here. Got a bunch of stuff here as well. Nice toolbox. Hopefully won't need the tools, but I tried to cover everything. Got all my tools in here, which is nice. And then I got some extra stuff as well. So that's ready to go. Got some extra fluids. And if you can't tell, I'm a little nervous about breaking my only ride home. Drifting is not easy on cars, but I guess it comes with the territory and, you know, add some excitement to the weekend, so we'll see what happens. Okay, that's nice and tight. That's not going anywhere. Chains are crossed. Everything looks good. Okay, let's go connect our trailer lights. Now, I did wire in some trailer lights right to the drift car. So we're set to go there. Got my tools, got my clothes, and now we are ready to go. All right, so we have 140 miles to get to Pocono Raceway, pulling 1,500 pounds for the first time ever with the drift car. So let's see how this goes. So my Mustang's supposed to pull 1,000 pounds max in stock form, but because we beefed up the rear suspension and I'm making some extra power, we shouldn't have any problem pulling the 1,500 pounds. With that said, you always want to load a trailer properly so that it's safe. You want to put about 60% of the weight in front of the trailer axle and 40% of the weight behind the trailer axle. This is going to put extra weight on the trailer tongue that's connected to the car, and that weight's going to get pushed down onto the rear tires and prevent the trailer from swaying back and forth, as well as giving the rear tires more grip. And luckily, I kept the air conditioning in my drift car. Very smart thing to do. And even though I'm running straight pipes, the exhaust is designed so it doesn't drone. So this trip to the Poconos is actually going to be a comfortable ride. All right, we're almost there, and there is a tunnel coming up, so I had to share with you the music of my people. I hope you'll enjoy this as much as I'm about to. Smokes, that sounds so good! And now that we're on the other side of the tunnel, we're almost there. 3 days of drifting ahead. And we have arrived, Pocono Raceway. I'll be honest with you guys, I am nervous. I'm getting the same type of jitters I got the first time I ever drifted, and I can't wait to see what this track looks like. So I'm gonna go figure out where I need to go. I'll take the trailer off, and I'm gonna get this car tech inspected. For tech inspection, there's a few key things to look for, such as making sure the battery is tied down so it doesn't become a projectile in an accident. They're also looking for any leaks from oil to coolant to fuel. And another major thing they want to do is check the interior setup, making sure your fire extinguisher, racing seats, harnesses are all installed correctly. Finally, if you pass tech, you get assigned a letter for your class. You start in C group, but I've recently moved up to B group, which is the next level. All right, now that we passed tech, I need to get the track wheels on, and then we could head out. So you guys know this is my original ChrisFix helmet. I love this thing, but it's just a little heavy and it didn't fit perfect. It fit well, it was safe, it just didn't fit perfect. So I went out and I got myself a carbon fiber helmet. Check this baby out. So this helmet is about 4 pounds. It's like 3.8. This one is 2.8 pounds. Insanely light and way more comfortable, and just look at that, that's beautiful. So I'm gonna be wearing this, and since at Ready, Set, Drift here, you could take a passenger, like media passenger in B group, so I will take some media today and they will be wearing that helmet. So let's go get this on and head out. All right, so we are off. This is gonna be a test to see if I could actually drift and adapt what I learned from my home track to another track. If I can, I know I'm actually getting better and building skills, not just getting used to one single track and doing tons of laps around that. And I'm just letting you guys know right now, I'm not very good at drifting and talking to the camera, so I'm probably gonna end up doing a voiceover while I'm drifting. So let's go give this course a try and see how it goes. This track is called South Course. Everyone lines up at grid, and this is where you start. Coming out of grid, there's a long straightaway, and you can see the dark tire marks on the track where people initiate and drift. Then you come up to a tight 90-degree turn, which goes into an S-turn, which should be a lot of fun. And then there's another 90-degree turn, which goes into a straight and another 90-degree turn. Then there's a straight with a slight S-turn that goes into a hard 90-degree turn. And finally, you have to stop drifting at the end of the turn just in case. It's a little safety so you don't spin out by mistake and crash into the cars leaving grid.
Go.
At this point, I already did 2 laps of spirited driving just so I could get an idea of the course layout. All I know is where the turns are, so now I'm gonna have to figure out my speed and the lines I'm gonna take. And as you're about to see, both my speed and my line are way off. I need to go a lot faster and whip the car harder for the initiation to get to the first turn. Now this S-turn is real smooth, but my 200 horsepower Mustang straightens out pretty easily on the grippy track, which makes managing to the next turn difficult. It would also help if I had more speed and I could extend the drifts on the straights to make it to the next turn. And looking back, I do realize I should only be using the Ebrake to initiate on this course. And I should be clutch kicking the rest of the course. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up on that until the next day. But overall, it's a fun course and completely different than anything I've ever drifted. Sitting on grid, you know, like a lot of people are like, hey, it's a drift car, it's a race car, take the AC out. And I'll tell you one thing, I have it on high, it's maxed. My temperatures are actually pretty good. They're going a little bit above half. Nothing to be concerned about. And I'm nice and comfortable and cool in here. I got the AC going here for my face and here for like my body. Got the AC down here. It's just so nice to have air conditioning. So for the rest of the day, I really focused on getting that initiation and first turn down. That's gonna set me up on the right line for the rest of the track. And this was no easy challenge because I needed to go faster than I've ever drifted. Otherwise, there wasn't enough speed to slide into the first turn. At the same time, I couldn't go too fast or I would slide past the first turn into the grass. I was trying this in second gear, going about 60 miles per hour, so I figured maybe third gear would work, but I just didn't have enough power at the lower RPMs to spin the tires. So after a whole day of practice on this new track, I felt confident enough to take a friend for a ride. I finally nailed down where I needed to initiate my drift, and I had the pedal to the floor in second gear, redlining the car and using the Ebrake to slow down just enough before the first turn. And as you'll see, getting turn 1 right sets you up perfectly for the rest of the course. Here's an outside view of how good it looks. I also got used to using the entire width of the track, riding the edge to get more speed and more angle. It's amazing how getting that first turn right gave me better lines, more speed, and the confidence that I actually know how to drift, which is a really good feeling. Yet, I still didn't clutch kick like I should have, and instead I used the Ebrake too much. Unfortunately, I didn't realize this until tomorrow, and all that is going to change on the next course tomorrow. You guys are going to be blown away with how much I improved. Hey, yeah! Woo! Alright, day 2, and one tip is to always check your oil every morning before you go out and drift, because we need oil. Now I packed a ton of stuff from tools to water, but it figures I forgot the funnel. So one trick I'm going to show you guys is to grab a water bottle and cut off the bottom to make your own funnel. Make sure you dry the inside completely so we don't get any water in our oil. And then you could simply put the end of the water bottle into the oil fill hole, and check this out. Now we have a funnel. I've had to do this before on boats in the middle of the ocean and cars on the side of the road, so it's a super helpful trick to remember if you don't have a funnel. Beautiful. Now it's filled to the top. So we're ready to go, and not one drop of oil spilled using the homemade funnel. All right, so now our oil's all good. It was a little low. I think we're burning a little bit of oil, probably from valve stem seals. Not a huge deal right now. The coolant's good. Everything is good, so we're ready to go out and drift.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's up?
Your cow's all busted up.
Yeah, the cow is definitely, it's so brittle, it cracks, you know?
Yeah, so I grabbed this one off my
No way.
home.
Yeah. So awesome, thanks man. I really appreciate it. Wanna go install it now?
Yeah.
Okay, out with the old, in with the nice, not broken one. Let's do it carefully. So that looks awesome. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It's time for B to go up, so let's get out there drifting. The skid pad is basically a giant parking lot with cones. Grid is at the bottom left of the course, and you start off with an immediate hard left to initiate the drift. That's followed by a really long sweeper, which leads to the scariest part, where there's 2 medians that meet with a narrow pass-through. Get this part wrong and hit that concrete median sideways, and you could destroy your suspension or worse, total your car. So you really need to be focused here and drift between the medians, which will bring you to the tight right sweeper, and then you can hold that drift until the end where you come up to some cones where you need to shut it down. Knowing about the concrete medians had me very nervous, so pulling up to the starting line, I was focused, but my heart was racing. So here goes nothing. I was so focused on getting through that median safely, I apparently forgot how to drift. I'm beginning to realize that using my e-brake to initiate isn't gonna work because it slows me down. So I got some more speed and I tried again. And now comes the fun part. I wanted to go through the median straight for the first time just to get a feel, but again, I was too focused on not wrecking, and that was affecting my drifting. So I finished off this very embarrassing first attempt at this course, and I had to get over my fear of that median. So for the next run, I wanted to focus on drifting that first sweeper before the median, and then go through straight, just to get comfortable. Then the run after that, I wanted to not drift that first sweeper and then e-brake through the median to again just get a good feel for it and be more comfortable. Finally, it was my time to shine, put the 2 together, so drift the sweeper and then drift through that median. And well, I'm pretty sure my heart skipped a few beats because that was way too close to a disaster. So with that spin, the grid workers noticed me struggling, so Danny came over to give me a few tips before my next run.
So, try to avoid pulling the e-brake to initiate. So try and drive straight and then just turn the car right and then left, and as you come left, give it a clutch kick.
Okay.
Because if you rely, you want to learn to flick it as opposed to always e-braking the initiation. That'll just kill your speed.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
so
speed's definitely the issue.
Yeah. So just try and give it a clutch kick in second. Well, you're in second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just give it a clutch kick and turn the wheel and go for it.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
Now, a clutch kick is exactly how it sounds. You keep your foot on the gas and quickly kick the clutch. Keep an eye on my left foot. That was perfect. The car slid right out just enough to initiate my drift. And you can see I'm starting to straighten out again, so watch my left foot. Clutch kick and boom, I'm back into my drift. And finally, this set me up perfectly to drift between the medians. Now, I already knew how to clutch kick, but today it all clicked for me. Today was the day where I really learned how to utilize it and not just have to rely on the e-brake, which was a huge milestone in my journey of learning how to drift and getting into the A group.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what you said. Yeah, much better than that, Bill? Yep. 100%. If you start shallowing out, just throw another clutch kick, get right back in, stay on the gas. Okay. Another clutch kick.
I'll see if that works.
Step it out. All right?
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Because of my newly refined skill, the rest of the day was amazing. Every run was beautiful, and I was looking so good out there. Just watch this. Finally, I was feeling confident, and the rest of the day was not me being nervous, but instead me having fun, because that's what it's all about. But there's still one more day ahead of me, and tomorrow is going to be another new track, but this time it's the fastest track I've ever drifted. Alright, the last day, and we're on the East course. We start our grid at the bottom of the track and head right out into a sweeping right turn. Then we have a 90-degree turn, which goes into a sweeping turn, which goes into an S turn, which goes into a long straightaway. And if you're going fast enough, that will go into a long sweeping turn, add in a little manji, and then finish off with one more right turn, which is where we have to shut it down. Now today, I'm gonna attempt to talk to you guys as I'm drifting. I'm feeling pretty confident, so let's see what we could do. All right, now I have it floored, and I need to get it into second gear. And coming onto the track here, clutch kick, beautiful, and drift this sweeper. Now we're coming up to this turn fast, and I need to use the e-brake to slow us down, or we can slide off the end of the track. Good. Now I need a manji here and not lose speed because we have a long 2-turn sweeper that I want to try to drift the whole way. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. Now we have the S-turn, which has been super smooth all day long. And coming out of this, I'm going to put her in 3rd for this long straightaway until we hit about 90 miles per hour. Then I'm going to drop her down into 2nd with my foot on the clutch. We're at about 80, and I'm going to flick the car a little and e-brake into this turn. And let's see if I can keep the speed up for these last few drifts so we have a good line. Beautiful, yes! That's what I'm talking about. So I ended up moving the car inside the garage. Check this out. This is one of the best things about being at Pocono. You got your own spot if you want. You get here early enough, you got number 25, and you're nice and dry, staying out of the elements, staying out of the heat. You get to work on your car right here, keep all your gear out here. Just have to keep the gas tanks out. But look at that, that's awesome. One of the best things about this place. Now with the day and weekend almost over, I wanted to go out with you one last time, but instead of talking through the course, I want you to feel my excitement. And with that, all 3 days of drifting at Pocono Raceway are done, and my car made it. I had a blast with each day being something new. The tracks were all different, the asphalt was all different. There was a lot of manjiing between turns, and I do need to work on the rear suspension because she snaps hard with the short transitions. Otherwise, I think I did a pretty good job and I had a blast. The car made it all the way through all 3 days of me beating on her, so now comes the last part. And that part is the drive home. Now this mixtape a subscriber sent to my P.O. box was perfect for the ride home. Thanks for that. And we are almost home, just a few minutes away, and I'm still pumped about this weekend. After drifting 3 brand new different tracks, it's such a good feeling to know how much better I'm actually getting at my 2nd season of drifting. This trip proved to me that I'm building this car perfectly and reliably, and man, I'm just so happy hard work pays off. So a total of 280 miles of driving and 3 days of drifting, and we are officially home. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're not a subscriber, consider hitting that subscribe button because the next drift video is gonna be epic. I'm gonna be taking you guys, yes, my viewers, my subscribers, into my drift car. You're gonna be sitting shotgun with me, and we're gonna be drifting to raise a lot of money for charity, so stay tuned. What'd you think?
That was